Duane Vermeulen is an absolute beast of a rugby player.
Vermeulen charging into Foto Aliti.
Talk about exploding into contact.
But he has not had it easy throughout his career. He lost his dad at the age of 7. He had to step up for his own family. He stepped up for South Africa as well on numerous occasions. He's achieved so much. Today we're here at his wine farm just outside Stellenbosch to find out what makes Duane Vermeulen tick and what keeps him going. Duane Vermeulen, thank you very much for joining us on another episode of Open Side. We'd much rather want to see you on the rugby field, but it's a pretty cool setting here with a fire in the background. It's a cold day in Cape Town today.
Yeah, Jean, thank you for hosting us. It's fantastic. You know, the fire is actually really nice. Get kind of lazy, but thank you again, and nice to chat to you.
Growing up, the Dorings, there's a rumor that you played your first rugby game in the Dorings and you ran out barefoot with a field that was full of snow. True story?
True story, yes. So obviously I was born in Nelspruit, in the eastern part of South Africa, where it's really hot, and then my dad's from this side, so moved down to the Cape, and we had a farm in a little town called Tousrivier, and so went to school there, and obviously my first game in the Dorings, it is winter times. It was really cold. Nowadays it's a little bit different, but I ran out barefoot, and played in the snow. Half time you rub some deep heat under your feet, and that's that's about it. But it was good times, and that's where the love for the game started.
In 2009, you played against the British and Irish Lions, getting kind of a taste of international rugby. And post that, you were always part of the conversation of when the Springboks selection came up. But it took you 4 years after that before you actually made your debut. That day, being selected, talk about being selected for the squad initially, then the first test match against Australia, must have been an extremely proud moment.
Yes, Jean. We were sitting there, and once I saw my name on television, I think my mom even took a picture of it, so it's still somewhere on her phone or in an album or something like that.
In the cloud.
Yeah, somewhere. But it was, what a feeling, man. It is something, that you would never really think of, but you hope to achieve it. But it's just surreal. It's what a feeling.
And running out then for that first test match against Australia, were the nerves a little bit more than for other games?
Yeah, there were a lot of nerves, but I had my mom there for my first test, for my debut. You can remember, and obviously the thing is, some guys are really lucky to have a victory on their first test. Unlucky for us, it wasn't. It didn't go away.
I got stretchered off for my first test match, and we lost. So.
But it was a fantastic experience. In Perth, full stadium, and I just enjoyed it. The atmosphere is just really surreal.
If we rewind a little bit, it wasn't always easy, and you lost your father at the age of 7. What impact did that have in your life?
Yeah, after my dad passed, I think it was pretty difficult for my mom. She had to step up, obviously do both jobs as parents. We had to step in as a dad as well, and I had a younger sister. My mom had to, do extra jobs, sell extra stuff to, just to keep on supporting us. So it was out early mornings, you don't see her, so I had to get up, help my sister, help with the hair, had to fix ponytails. It wasn't the best ponytails, but she managed. It was tough, but yes, rugby gave you that little bit of a out. I know my dad played a bit of club rugby. He played for Boland when he was younger. So I actually always just wanted to be him and to see if I can make the next step and how can you say, surpass the whole thing and make my mom proud and actually make my dad proud, because I always thought he wanted to become a big rugby player and a big sports guy, because it was just in your blood.
You settled down in the starting team for the Boks. Next challenge, World Cup. We went to the World Cup in 2015, and I suppose the experience there wasn't the best one. The eventual results not the best one. What did you learn from that experience going to that World Cup?
Fortunately, we we lost against Japan in the first game.
Did that actually happen?
Yes, Jean.
Tatakawa. Murphy! Here we go! Hisketh! Come on, Hisketh!
Playing in a World Cup, that's something you dream about, and had the opportunity, and it was fantastic. We played in the quarters against Wales and beat them, and then it was an ugly one against New Zealand in the semi, but still could have beaten them.
Let's get back to the quarterfinal first. You just flashed past it now, but talk us through that pass to Farida Priya to score the winning try in that quarterfinal. High pressure situation, not a planned move, and you just decided, okay, I'll flick it round the back.
Wheels have to be stoked. Vermeulen picks up and goes, slips it away to Farida Priya, and De Priya for the try. It was 8-9 to the try line, and South Africa are in front.
It's an interesting thing, because during the week, it was actually a little bit further out. We had a chat about it. I think you were part of the conversation. We said on their 10 meters, the winger falls back so we can play into the blind and we'll make yards. And then obviously crunch time in the 22, and I think I just went with the wheel of the scrum, picked up, and I don't know who was the flanker, but he couldn't get me down, and I was handing off the one guy, and Cuthbert came in, and I just saw Fourie in the corner of my eye going to the touchline. I thought, I'm just going to chuck this ball and hopefully he catches it. And in the end, it actually all worked out. So it was good fun.
Just random playground exercise, chucking the ball, the quarterfinal of a World Cup. Fast forward 4 years, and then it's the final of the World Cup. Could that test match, that World Cup final, could that have been played any better by the Boks?
Jean, it's sometimes just individual skill, individual brilliance. First try, the no-looker pass from Lucanio, and then for those guys to finish it, it's just something different. It's creating small things out of nothing. It couldn't have gone any better.
Just as a spectator and as a fan, you look at that and you just think, on the day it was just spot on. But after 80 minutes of rugby in a World Cup final, Duane Vermeulen emerges as man of the match in the biggest game of anyone's career.
It was really unexpected. I was lucky enough to maybe win 2 turnovers or something like that. You won't really say you're working.
Don't play for that.
You don't play for it. You want to win the World Cup final and you want to win the World Cup trophy. So you don't play for a man of the match trophy and award or something like that. But to walk away with it was, it's hard work put in. But I must say, anyone in that team could have earned that trophy, and anyone could have received. As an individual, their own one, because they played such a massive part in that whole squad.
The final whistle goes, you world champions, and Matt Proudfoot gets close to you and you give him a massive hug. The emotions that followed post that.
Yeah, well, I've been working with Matt Proudfoot since I think 2010. So we had a good chat about my dad and things like that, and he said it looks like I'm carrying a mountain on my shoulders. And when he walked up to me and gave me the hug, he said, just release it,
let go.
It's off your shoulders. And yeah, I think the tears just followed, and it was just a massive emotional thing. And then obviously it was all about my dad and things like that. So it was really tough for me, but lucky he was there to support.
Yeah, I suppose a difficult moment, but a proud moment, an emotional moment. Before the World Cup started, did you ever think that the impact that you would have on other people's lives would be that big? Just to see the masses, thousands, maybe even millions of people coming out to see you guys and just to be close to the World Cup champions.
Coming back from a World Cup and winning a World Cup and landing in South Africa and arriving here, and you see the masses of people coming out, it's just, it's life-changing. It's something different that I don't think you can ever dream of something like that, because you're not expecting anything like that. But the people that comes out, the tears, there's kids crying because, you know, Sia signed his cap, and you know, Eben signing a guy's little ball and things like that. So it's just the impact you have on kids and people. It is really life-changing, not just for us but also for them, because it's inspiring.